it's just my passion to just help people understand how hard they're working and give them the credit for what they're doing every day, just to sit in a group or just to write their name on their paper. And I will never stop talking about it, and I want to talk about it all the time.
So what I'm most passionate about as an educator is having the opportunity to help my students, also having the opportunity to make learning fun, and just being able to make a difference in their lives every single day.
As an early childhood educator, a lot of my students, my classroom is their first experience in education. So it's my job to provide a safe and fun environment where their curiosity thrives and their imagination is allowed to soar. So that's what I'm very passionate about, is providing that environment for them.
As an educator, I'm most passionate about being an advocate for my students. All students are capable of learning and growing, and I love to be a part of that journey with them. Sometimes it takes time to break down barriers and build that trust with them, but in the end, the outcome's always worth it.
I am most passionate about empowering my kids. As fifth graders, they're at a transition period, heading off to middle school. And if there's anything I can do to instill in them a sense of power when things get hard, when challenges occur, when they think they can't do something, any opportunity I can give, whether it's serving on a committee in fifth grade or overcoming a hard math problem to show themselves that they can persevere through hard things, that's one of the things I'm passionate about.
What I'm most passionate about as an educator is making the music room a place where any student can feel that they can succeed or belong. Growing up, my music educators made me feel confident in myself and realize that I can do really hard things, and made me feel just connected to everyone around me in the music room. So I just want the music room to be a place where everyone feels that they belong and can be successful.
What I'm most passionate about as an educator is bringing learning life for my students. When I was young, I loved school, and it's because my teachers did just that. They brought learning to life, and that's my goal every single day. When we learn about the ocean, I want to immerse them into the sea. When we learn about plants, I want us to make and do things with plants. And when we learn about our community, I want us to get out into our community and explore it.
I am inspired by my colleagues and my students, the relationships that I have with my students, and just watching their growths and successes every single day.
What inspires me as an educator is the common goal that everyone has coming together for the betterment of the child, to help every child grow, from administration to the teachers, teaching the curriculum, the custodians, making sure there's a comfortable learning environment, the cafeteria workers, keeping them fed. Everyone comes together for one goal, to help the child, and that's inspiring every day.
As an educator, I am most passionate about instilling a love of physical activity in young children. I feel that in the technology-driven era that we live in today, I think it's more important than ever that students develop healthy habits at a young age, and that is what I strive to help them with every day.
What keeps me inspired as an educator is that every day is a new day. Tomorrow can be the day that a student shows up and has that aha moment you've been waiting for all year.
What keeps me inspired as an educator is opportunity. Seeing every day as a new opportunity to come in and inspire somebody, harvest somebody's diversity in the classroom, using every day as a new learning opportunity as what those students are bringing to me. It's my job to provide that curriculum for them. It's my job to provide that structure. But really seeing the day as a new opportunity every day is what keeps me inspired as an educator.
I'm very passionate about supporting the students. I always encourage teachers to make sure, above anything else, that the students feel safe, seen, and supported. There's nothing like greeting them with a great big smile, letting them know that you're happy that they're there and that they belong. I feel as though education is a great tool to combat all the negativity and challenges that students and staff face and that as we collaborate and learn from each other, we can make the world a better place, not just in our classroom, but in real life.
What keeps me inspired as an educator is watching my students grow throughout the school year. Seeing them overcome new challenges and set goals for themselves and overcome those goals is very fulfilling to me. I also love seeing them make personal growth as well, as they come to me as newly 5th graders and watching them leave as almost 6th graders. Sometimes it's like a complete 180, and so that's really nice to see. I'm hoping that they will continue to grow, and I hope that I inspired them.
What I love and am most passionate about when I'm teaching is having the students learn that they are so much more capable than what they maybe first thought that they were capable of. That power of yet is the most important thing to me. I might not be good at something yet, and then for them to see that that not only applies to them, but to me as well. And I'm an old person, and of course I'm still learning, and that helps them see that it's okay to struggle and it's natural. And I just want to be a positive role model for them.
I am really passionate about building relationships with my students and really getting to know them on a personal level, because I feel like we can make a lot of gains both academically and personally if we build that foundational trust and relationship in the classroom.
What inspires me as an educator is simply just the students. I have been a teacher at my school for 17 years, so just being a part of their lives and as much as they are a part of my lives. And I have had sisters and brothers and entire families come through my classroom, and it is just the utmost special, most beautiful thing.
So I think one thing that really keeps me inspired at this point as an educator is being able to see my kids, my previous students, run into them at graduation from high school, out in the community, working a job, even having a profession that they've, studied for and gone to college for. It makes you realize all the baby steps are worth it.
The thing I'm most passionate about as being able to be an educator is being able to work with early childhood. I love being able to work with kindergarten and help set the foundation for my students and hopefully get them excited for what they're learning and what their future could look like. I love being able to help them become problem solvers and to collaborate with one another, and at the end of the day just become really great humans so that they're ready to take on anything that comes their way later on in the world.
What inspires me as an educator is building a love for learning while building those positive relationships with children and making them feel confident in everything that they do.
So one of the things I am most passionate about as an educator is being able to highlight students' capabilities with the growth mindset of the power of yet. Watching students have those aha moments throughout the school year is absolutely amazing. One of the things we say in our classroom every single day is, I will try my very best. And so really instilling that in my students day to day has done great in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
I think the thing I'm most inspired about as an educator is the fact that I get to be like just one little part of so many kids' storybooks, and I think it's really cool to think back that they could think of that chapter and smile.
I'm passionate about helping my students feel confident and excited about learning. My goal is to have my students grow not just academically but as individuals too. This to me is the most rewarding part of teaching.
What keeps me inspired as an educator, I think, is the relationships that are built with my students. As a music teacher, we get to see the kids kindergarten all the way to 5th grade if they stay at our school long enough. So that's 6 years of their lives. And it's so amazing to see how much that relationship built over time, even outside, when you see them in the grocery store or working at a store and they still remember you 10, 15 years later. So I think that's really what inspires me to keep going when you have those moments.
What I'm most passionate about as an educator is sharing my love of reading with my students. I get so excited about what we're reading, and then they get excited, and then they say, Ms. Coleman, can I borrow the book to read ahead? And I have to say, okay, but no spoilers. So I think just making them have that same enthusiasm is what I really enjoy.
What I'm most passionate about as an educator is creating a safe
and warm, inviting space for my students to learn. Most of my students are new to the country, the school, and the language, and I think in order for a child to learn, they must feel safe, loved, and valued before they can learn.
I am really lucky to be an educator. I feel like every day is a new day, even with the same class. Each day they come in, they're greeted, they're let known that they are there for a reason. And I love watching from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, knowing how special they are, how much they've learned, and just watching their confidence grow. I also want them to know that the things that we're learning in class, I want them to be able to see themselves in that position, that when they are older, that everything that they've learned, they can be an important person in our history, they could be someone important in our community, and that it doesn't matter what their job is, that they are part of something big.
I would say that as an educator, I am most passionate about engaging the children in the learning process. So during my day, I try to introduce children to all different types of books, all different levels, and really trying to teach all the children up, setting the high standards. And then as I leave every day, I'm communicating how my day's gone with my colleagues and thinking through it, and then returning the next day and trying to do even better.